what is up, the PBE? This is your commissioner, Hummus God here. This is the season 27 edition of the GM Offseason Breakdowns. We're going to go through each team. As you can see, we've got 9 responses. So what I'll do is what I did last season, 3 more than last season, which is nice. But what I'll do is down below, you'll see the timestamps for each team. So just go ahead and skip to the team that you're on and see what your GM has to say. But we'll go first of all, Juniped, Sarasota. Sarasota is where I spent my last 2 seasons. So last season, what was your favorite locker room moment? It was beating NOLA. Yes, that was really fun. Just being there personally, it was absolutely insane to knock out such a good team. A lot of people worked hard on Sarasota to get to that point. Who brings the most positive energy? Mentioned me and Shady. So thank you, Juniped. I tried to keep the spirits up every locker room I've been in. That was my 3rd. I'm now in my 4th with Indy, as you can see in my nameplate in the bottom right. But speaking of Sarasota, Shady Shoelace was someone that the team traded for, and was somebody who came in and provided just a good outlook on the league and a good outlook on our team's experience. Somebody who we could talk off topic, on topic about the league, off topic about just life, about pets. We love Coda, your dog. So shout out to Shady. It was really fun being your teammate for a couple seasons. What are your goals this off season? Junie said he wanted to sell everybody he could. Looks like he pulled the plug and hit the reset button on the rebuild. And yeah, so that was the goal this offseason. Looks like they got a whole new team. Um, Traded away a few players. So just trying to build for the future, including Shady was one of those. Who in your locker room deserves more recognition for the work they do around the league? And he said that's tough. Everyone's been wonderful. Dirk Diglett used to be the best because of his positive influence and help in the team. Lancer, Dirk Diglett, he moved on to Detroit as part of the trade to bring LSU Fan, the new co-GM of Sarasota, to Sarasota. And Dirk Diglett, yeah, as Junie said, I could attest to that, was an amazing teammate. Just a great presence in the league overall. Now is the co-GM of the California Firehawks. So shout out to you, Dirk Diglett, if you're watching this section of this video. And rate your locker room 1 to 10. 10 being a nonstop party, 1 being tumbleweed town, a 5. That's solid. Yeah, I would never say it was ever tumbleweeds, but yeah, a team that hadn't done anything in a while to rise out of that. Been 11 seasons since they made the playoffs. It was it was a good locker room for sure. It was fun, exciting, especially during the playoffs. Don't go over the cap is what he said. I really hope that we don't go over cap next season. Yeah, Sarasota's been one that's been penalized by the cap probably more than anybody I've ever seen in the league. So to have this new mindset, means that they're building for the future and need to protect those picks at all cost. So yeah, kudos to Sarasota for Junie and LSU taking on a tough situation. State an opposing team in your division and one positive thing about them. Indy has broken the code, and I just want to know how they did it and have impressed every season. I'm on Indy right now. Miss Obvious is someone who worked hard to build a team that he feels comfortable with. User wise and just player wise, he seems to get the right pieces to the puzzle together. Back-to-back division champs. So kudos to Junie for recognizing that. And yeah, shout out to Sarasota, building for the future. Got 2 people in charge that are really I think are gonna do a good job at that, building a good culture going forward. Try to make something sustainable, which is not something they're used to having. So that will end the Sarasota version of this video. The Detroit Demons. Thank you, Cortesi, for filling us out. known you for a bit now in this league. You're a Sim League legend for sure, our media head since the beginning. Also now the GM of the Demons. So with you and Taco Shop, building a good team again this offseason. Favorite locker room moment was winning 3 straight World Series games to take a 3-2 lead. That must have been crazy for you guys. Someone who has been there, we didn't make the playoffs when I was there. So to be in the playoffs the past couple of seasons and to be in the World Series, I tip my cap to you guys. It's obviously not an easy accomplishment. So definitely wear that like a badge of honor to qualify for the World Series. You went up 3-2, and then OBX won 4-3. Sarasota, we choked a lead against you guys. So seeing that happen to you guys, it's just OOTP things. But OBX, that was a crazy run. Dub City walk-off double. Excellent presentation as well. What are you? So most positive energy, Super TARDIS. I can attest to that. Very much so. Was very pleasantly surprised to be his player in Detroit. If people don't know, he was the only applicant really to take over Detroit. Had to get traded onto the team, and then help pretty much build this team from the ground up. So thank you, Cortesi, for recognizing one of our brightest members of the PBE, Super TARDIS. What are your goals this off season? So focus on getting back to and winning the World Series. The winning part's hard. This is my 13th season as a pro going into it, and I haven't won any. So I know better than most that it is very difficult. Not everyone can do it. So, hopefully for your sake, you do accomplish that goal. I know you guys have been working hard for that. Who in your locker room deserves more recognition for the work they do in your locker room and around the league? Danny B is someone I'm always happy to talk about. A home run hire in head office, co-GM of the Brew City Bears, player approval wizard, just absolute amazing personality. I'm happy to call him a friend of mine because of how closely we worked together and we were teammates. So yes, I can definitely attest to Danny B's presence in this league. His work will always be understated. The guy doesn't get enough credit. So kudos to Cortesi for calling out Danny B. Rate your locker room energy 1 to 10. An 8, that's pretty solid. To have that opinion of your own locker room, that means that, constant chatter, people supporting each other. World Series runner-up probably helps to win that much. So that's really cool. Fill in the blank. I hope that we win the World Series next season. As mentioned, this is a goal of yours that you're right there, right knocking on the door. So just good luck next season. Wishing you guys good luck from a fellow division rival. And state an opposing team in your division and one positive thing about them. Sarasota, I'm glad they're going to be rebuilding for the next 10 seasons. Yeah, that's that's Cortesi's take on something positive in classic Cortesi fashion. Yeah, so that'll do it for the Detroit version of this video. Thank you for tuning in if you're a demon. And now we're on the Crabs version of this video. We are in the Crabs section. This is going to be filled out by Ryan Tyler. So thank you, Sori, for filling this out. What was your favorite locker room moment last season when our team was cheering for Indy to win the division? As you may not know, or you do know if you're watching, the Apex did have a 35-1 odds to win the division. That was kind of the story of the regular season. The Race Funk having a great season. Obviously, Triple Crown Tom Shu. But Indy, making a lot of people a lot of money. Definitely, they injected about almost $1 billion into the PBE economy. So, yeah, that must have been fun if you had your locker room invested. That means they made a lot of money. Who brings the most positive energy? It's a collective group. I'm really appreciative of how excited and bought in the team has been since taking over. That's really cool. Not to single out anybody, just to call out the whole locker room for being positive. That's awesome. Um, the question didn't ask for who specifically, just who in general. Give me everyone, and if you're giving me everyone, sorry, that's awesome. Shout out to Providence, a team that I love that is trying to win now, but also build for the future at the same time. Trying to be that hybrid approach. What are your goals this offseason? Calling up some of those youngins, expecting to take a slight step back because of that, but we have a good core heading into the season. That's important to have that core that's together, that's ready for the future, that is in the same similar window, competitive window. That's always really smart. So kudos to you guys for figuring it out, cracking the code. Here in the PBE, done it before, won a World Series, sorry, as a GM. So bringing that experience to Providence. Who in your locker room deserves more recognition for work they do in the locker room and or around the league? Ryan, aka 19AJB, aka Ryan 0413, easily the most underrated HO member. I can attest to that. Always has amazing ideas, great personality, super friendly person. Uh, Built the merch store from scratch pretty much by himself. And by pretty much, I mean by himself, working with Teespring, getting it up and running. A lot of people were thrilled to have it up there, have had a lot of purchases come through. We do ask that you put that in the merch pick section, just to plug the store real quick, in the main server. There's this channel for that. The locker room's a 7, so that's pretty solid. Not a perfect 10. I love the honesty so far with these GMs, but Sori in particular giving you guys a 7. So it's not low energy, it's not perfect energy, but kind of that good middle ground spot. 7 out of 10. That means there's good chatter. It's good positive energy. Good back and forth, good conversations, good just good relationship building between teammates. Love seeing people become friends who were teammates. I can raise my hand and say that happened in Vancouver as well as Detroit, Sarasota. That's kind of what it's all about, I think, is the community and building up relationships, friendships throughout the league. People you can, tie yourself to, not just as teammates, but like down the line as well. Fill in the blank. I hope that we compete next season, competing. I would love to see that too. I would love to see everyone trying to compete always. You did mention you're going to probably take a step back because of the call-ups, but that's always great. You're getting people a taste of what the majors feels like. So thank you, Sori, for doing that, for building up that culture and developing those prospects. A state and opposing team in your division, and one positive thing. The Voyagers, Babs, hell of a GM. They are passing the torch to Enoch next season. Yep, most people know that by now. It's pretty much public knowledge at this point. Uh, that could be even scarier than a Babs tenure. Yeah, Enoch, Babs, that's a good combo. He's done well with the Heb Cats. Probably will carry that into the majors. So, you know, Sori's mentioning you putting the league on notice, but kudos to Sori for finding someone in your division that is your rival and something positive to say. I really love that energy. You took that question seriously, so thank you very much. And that's the Crabs version of the GM offseason update. And thank you for tuning in if you're from Providence. And now we're here. We're in the Seattle Sea Serpents portion of the video. Thank you, C Does It, for submitting this. One of the newest teams in the league. Good young core. We're going to hear about that in this form for sure. But yeah, love what you and Brain are doing. Danny, crazy record-breaking strikeout game. Danny Sullivan, Hungry Villagers, going crazy about it was the big moment. He set a team record, something they expect to stand for a while. So I love it, honestly, when a new team comes in and we get to have a whole new history book and people start doing things in it that can stand for a while. With a new team, these players have a chance to create their own legacy. And I love that about what you guys are doing, and calling that out. Something from the index that Danny Sullivan provided is really cool. Dylan and Guitar Master Adam Mellett, both auditors. One is the head. Dylan is the audit head. Um, Not as individuals, but them two together, when they're together, creating hilarious interactions. Both guys are amazing to have. Love me some Dylan. I've been his teammate. Just always bringing great jokes. That British wit is definitely strong in Dylan. So, hopefully he continues to be that for us and for you guys, more importantly, obviously. Adam Mellett, guitar master. Don't know too much about, but it sounds like he's a great locker room, cool presence. So, yeah, hopefully you two both keep it up. Getting acknowledgement from your GM is always good. Goals this offseason, making smart moves, positioning yourselves for that winning window, extending Danny for the long term, signing free agents on big deals, nailing the number one pick, all key to the rebuild. Yeah, you've hit on all points. Sounds like you know what you're doing. I could tell you know what you're doing because I've been watching you, and I've been, pretty impressed with the work. So yeah, I hope you guys continue to keep hitting those goals that you set for yourself. And yeah, good luck with the future. Who in your locker room deserves more recognition? Alums. And an alum is getting called out here for something they did. Burr is Burr. Signed as an IA, came back to play with us, was immediately an amazing locker room presence. Um, oh, he retired. So retired, was signed as an IA, but is an alum who keeps the locker room engaged. It's a good, helpful presence to have for sure. Talk about a great guy. Yeah. So love that when somebody feels comfortable enough to come back for being IA and give other users good positive energy. Not enough could be said about that. Hoping his personal life or yeah, his personal life is going well, and maybe we can get him back in the league as a create at some point. But just continuing to talk to your former teammates is always good. So shout out to you. 7 out of 10, love that. I could tell from how you and Brain are as users, as people. Um, Keeping that good energy in the locker room is probably something you're focusing on. So just keep it up. Your ceiling is probably higher than that. Hope that we lose a bunch of games and have fun. This team has so many young active players getting their first taste of major league action. We know that we're not going to be a good team, but these are special moments, and they're all for it. You've heard it from your GM. The youth movement is alive. So the rest of the league, if you're watching, pay attention. Seattle is building a movement from the ground up, and they want the league to know. So thank you for filling this out. New Orleans is a positive thing. Is consistency. I would agree. They're always making the right call when it comes to player management, except for when they drafted me twice. Look at this GM being so humble. But in all seriousness, yes, I agree about New Orleans. So cool, really nice of you to call them out. Cancun, he appreciates the commitment to the rebuild and how they've made smart moves to build through the draft, retaining guys for the long term. Impressive to see what they're putting together. Looks forward to competing with them. Yep, I look forward to seeing that happen. Champions Conference West is going to be very strong very soon. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there on the field pushing each other to compete. Scorpions made the right call to sell a bit last season, start prepping for the future. Talk about gaining assets. I look forward, says C does it, to that season 28 class when that happens, which I know they will nail because they always do. DVS, 6 championships under Person Man. Definitely no strangers to success. And that will conclude the Seattle portion. Good luck, guys. I'm rooting for you. And you, C Does It Brain, Dylan, Mellett, Adam Mellett, Hungry Villagers, the rest of the crew. I know you guys got a farting house now. So shout out to you guys and good luck. Here we go. Miss Obvious in the Apex. Probably going to keep it short and sweet like he did on the forum. My current team right now, as you could tell on the bottom right of your screen. So looking forward to being part of that. Last year, clinching the division, and everybody popped off. The whole league popped off, miss. 53 people got Hall of Fame equipment. It was the story of the season. How many people got to take home Hall of Fame equipment, injecting almost $1 billion into our economy. So kudos to you guys. Back-to-back seasons winning the division. Hopefully, I'll be part of 3 straight. But regardless, love what you guys are doing, staying competitive, building for the future, building for the now. Mix of old and young. I'm definitely on the old side, as everyone likes to tell me constantly. Positive energy, Dogwood Maple, great user, great human. I'm already seeing the positivity from this guy. So looking forward to seeing more of that as the season progresses. Shout out to you, Dogwood Maple. The goals are to keep memeing. Um, that's not an off-season goal, miss. That's a constant daily grind is to keep memeing. You don't set a deadline for yourself to stop memeing. And I hope that I hope you continue doing that. Love the light, positive, funny energy you bring. Locker room presence who deserves more recognition for the work they do. Dogwood once again, hitting all these questions, so killing it right now, Dogwood. Yeah, love being your teammate. Looking forward to this season. Just a very important member of all the sim leagues that we have fun in, especially ours here in the PBE. So yeah, thank you for who you are. Locker room energy is 7. I could see that. I mean, I could see firsthand what that looks like. I would agree. Good energy, good conversation, just funny back and forths, talking serious about the season, fantasy, helping each other succeed. Um, I love that. I love how helpful we are for each other in there. And being the first ever head office member to be in the team chat of that server is an honor for sure. I'm very grateful. Always kind of appreciated what you guys have done from afar, so it's really nice to be right there competing. I really hope that we win at least one game. From a selfish standpoint, I hope it's a little more than one, maybe a few. Honestly, hopefully a handful, I'll be happy. State and opposing team, one positive thing. Thomas Rose, Big Blue, one of our strongest graphics makers of all time. Just love seeing what he pumps out in his SIG shot. And just a great person to communicate with. Always great back and forth with him. So that's your Apex section, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And wishing us good luck next season. So. And here we are, DBS Caltriot Red Flames. Thank you, Cal, for filling this out, taking time out of your day for us here, uh, watching you help us make content. Should be fun to dive into right now. What was your favorite locker room moment last season? Can't think of one in particular, of course. It's a good answer. Locker room has been a little quiet due to retirements, us trading away our most active members. So Bex, Neosu, Evok, Loki, Frick, Billy Bolo. I know all of them personally. Have interacted with all of them, some more than others. But that's changing. Um, yeah. Uh, you guys made a decision to let go of some players, build for the future while also building in the now. Try to be sustainable for the long term. Love that. Love what you guys are doing. You don't win 6 championships by accident. There's definitely magic to be made, moves to be made to get there, and looks like you guys are on your new path. Most positive energy in the locker room. Simo, by far the most active member. So I've known Simo for a bit, since he joined. LBG helped him reach out to me, and we got him on my podcast. We did a one-on-one conversation, helped him get some money. Now that's hilarious looking back on that because now he's one of the most wealthy members of all time in this league. That says a lot about the guy. He's just always willing to serve others. How many cards he's made, how much time he's spent making each one. He's brightened so many people's day with his work to serving us without charging us real money. It's a real blessing having someone like Simo in our league. Someone who checks in with me on my personal life. I literally can't say enough good things about him. We'd take up the whole 5 minutes on Simo if it was my choice. So thank you, Simo, for being who you are. Your goals this offseason were to sign an RP and a bat. Got the relief pitcher. Didn't get the bat as of the 29th of July. We are on the 9th of August. So, I did procrastinate making this. Hopefully you got your bat by now. Tomorrow's regular season. We do actually play real games tomorrow. So hopefully you got the bat you wanted. If not, then I'm sorry for that. Hopefully it's something you can hit on. But in all seriousness, yeah, you guys had a great offseason. Simo and Cantharion are locker room presence folks who deserve more recognition for the work they do around the locker room, around the league. We mentioned Simo, appeals team, just card guru, on the sim team, uh, just an absolute blessing to have. Cantharion is somebody who has a really good podcast. If you haven't heard it, Chris Crush makes the ball go jump, jump. Chris Crush, Kingpin's legend, Chris Jacob, was in the perfect league for perfect team, so representing us in the perfect team realm, and one of the coolest members of our league. Like I said, great podcast. So yeah, love me both of those users, and I love the brutal honesty on the next question of 4 out of 10 for locker room energy. You know, your ceiling is a 10. You've probably been at a 10 since I've been in the league at some point. DVS was probably a 9 or a 10. So you mentioned you're working towards getting that acquisitions, trades, quietly building those gains. And we'll probably if I ask this question next season, I don't know if I will. It's kind of spur of the moment what I think I should ask, but it should be higher than a 4 next season. If not, then it's something to push for going forward. I really hope that we make the playoffs. That'd be cool. It's been a bit. This league is at a good point when DVS is really competitive. Uh, you guys were the dynasty in most of my time in this league. So we'd love to see you guys back in there, going punch for punch with some of the great teams in this league. You guys probably will be either the last team in, first team out in that conversation with Nashville in the Champions Conference. Stay an opposing team, NOLA, and say something positive about them. Well, they're really well managed. They have Magisu. They deserve a World Series. I agree with you. They do deserve it. No questions asked. They did win it in season 23, but they deserve another one with how good they've built that team. And that will conclude the Death Valley portion of this video. Good luck. Congrats on your successful building of this team, guys. And thank you, Caltriot. And good luck to the Scorpions next season. Should be fun. And here we go. You got the Vandals. You got AJ, my former GM, filling out this form, repping his team. Thank you, AJ, for helping us make some content for the viewers going into regular season. If you're a Vandals player watching, just know your GM is awesome. I approve very much so. What was your favorite locker room moment making the playoffs? Yep. It seems that you guys were on a similar drought as my player, which is interesting. I think every season I've made the playoffs, so has the Vandals. So, yeah, big shout out to you guys for being in there in that wild card spot, taking the champs to 5 games, going the distance, giving us an exciting stream to watch. That was really impressive and exciting as a spectator to see a potential huge upset on our hands. Positive energy, Hammy, DG, Dr. K. 2 of them are my former teammates. Hammy, who led the charge on bringing Werewolf to this league. DG, can't say enough about this guy. I've literally played Rocket League with him last night. Just an amazing soul, someone who I could see myself being friends with forever. And Dr. K, we've become more friendly lately. Personally, we've been talking about our personal lives to each other. And yeah, his podcast is awesome with Blow Pop. Big fans of that podcast, big fans of those humans. And so, yeah, you picked three really great users. Going back to Hammy, great chef, Just a great, positive, amazing presence to be around. Um, Dude's an artist in the kitchen and on the grill. Goals this offseason, most is already done. Getting a couple trades in, have brewing would be nice to finish that off. This guy's always working, always grinding for his team. One of the hardest working GMs in the league, trying to pick up the pieces for things when things go south, trying to recover. The guy is always grinding. So, kudos to you, AJ. Who deserves more recognition? Everyone. you know, That's good. Sim results don't always reflect that. If you're watching this and you're from the Vandals, just know that your GM has your back. He's trying to help you understand that hard work doesn't equal sim success. I can attest to that personally. Um, but as a team, it comes down to wins and losses. You guys were right there. Um, despite some maybe people taking steps back in terms of individual play, overall as a team, I love seeing you guys compete with your defense, pitching, some good hitting that we see. It's the Vandals way. Rate your locker room energy 1 to 10, 1 being tumbleweeds, 10 being a party nonstop. 6 is good, above that middle point. So not a middle of the road team activity, a little bit above that. My time there, we were pretty active. We won a lot of games. So that helps for sure with building locker room culture. But AJ, shout out to you. I know you're a big locker room culture guy, so it's cool to see the success you've had in that department. And I really hope that we could play above 500 ball. I'm hoping that for you guys as well. Always great seeing the Vandals compete at the highest level every season. I want to see you guys there in that conversation again in that last playoffs races stream. Just want to, just wishing you guys luck. An opposing team, gonna name all of them. It looks like Sloths always seem to be competitive. That's something positive. Boise has done a good job of acquiring key players lately, and the Makos are rebuilding very nicely. So, mention the Sloths. Yep, can always agree that they're always competitive. Boise, giant killers, but they are giants themselves in their own right. So shout out to them. And the Makos, love what Diesel's done. Love what Diesel did by not trying to dart for the exit when things went really south for that organization, but instead decided to move forward with the team and lead them into the next generation. So great work by AJ providing the positivity, and good luck to my former team, the team that drafted me, the Vancouver Vandals, going into season 27. And now we are in the Sloth section. My friend Bo Sox, who I've known for a while now, we came in together season 13. I'm still kicking. He kicked the tires a few seasons ago. And we have a friendly rivalry. Consider him a friend of me, but in all actuality, I'm just really thrilled to have him in this league. Can't say enough about him. He's been a good friend of mine. I always thought he was older, but that's just how he carries himself. He's actually much younger than I thought. And thank you, Bo Sox, for all you do for this league and for our friendship. Ronco, next wave of slot domination. Tracker. So he created a tracker. I did hear about this. You told me about it, Bo Sox. Definitely the best thing that has happened to the locker room. Basically, just been tracking all the young players' earnings on a spreadsheet. Basically, the goal is for nobody to miss a task. Incredible for the locker room, created a wave of excitement, and that's going to be a bright future. So, shout out to Ronco, Trevin Knight, a really important member of our league now. Big in the balancing server, always trying to help us improve as a league. Similar mindset as me, thinking of league health, thinking of what's fair for everybody. He wants to help create a fun environment for us. So thank you, Ronco. Here we go. Positive energy. Ronco again. 2 for 2. One of Bo Sox's favorite users ever. That's saying a lot. Bo Sox knows everybody. Can't say enough about how committed he is to bringing that positive energy. Rougarous is a locker room leader. Deserves all the praise. And yeah, we know about Juosu. We know she's going to make the GM and user Hall of Fame for the longevity, just the contributions she's made to keeping track of history. We would not be where we're at today without her. So looking forward to getting her acknowledged. But Ronco, again, positive energy. That's what we like to see around the league. And it's good to see somewhat of a newer user being a big part of that at an old school organization. So thank you, Ronco, for all you do for the Sloths, keeping that locker room going. The goals this offseason, boring answer. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep improving. Yeah, you guys are one of the best dynasties of all time, best drafting team of all time, as we've seen. That's tangibly tracked. So yeah, don't. I can't really give any advice. You should be, if anything, I should be taking advice from you guys on how to be, you know, part of the elite class in this league. As users, you guys are on top for sure. One of the top teams overall right now. Um, and who deserves more recognition? Looks like you mentioned a bunch. Kitakazi, Directors, Johnny Quests, SLM, Chris Bricksquare, Cletus, Dad Thrasher, Calvin Galladay, Sarah, Ultima. Special shout out to Ryan Rose. John, that guy sucks. Love me. All those people. Chris Bricksquare with the file handling. Sarah Anchovy, we know her. Dad Thrasher, video guy, leading the charge with videos in this league. Johnny Quest, former stat team head. Love all those people. SLM, minor league HO guru. Rate that locker room energy 1 to 10, and 8 is solid. Um, you love to see that. Your ceiling is probably higher, or maybe that's your ceiling, but 8 is one of the highest we've seen. So love the honesty, and if I had to predict who would be getting the highest score on that, it'd probably be you guys right now. I really hope that we don't lose 3-1 to the Voyagers in the first round. Yeah, I'm no stranger to bad playoff results. Literally never even cracked a World Series appearance. So for you guys, yeah, just keep staying the course. I know I shouldn't be giving you guys advice, but I know that stings. But it seems like the positive energy is there regardless of playoff results, and we love to see that from an HO perspective, from a league perspective. So yeah, thank you. Name a team and something positive. Boise, very consistent in the playoff hunt. Managed to pulling off big upsets. We're talking DVS to drop third strike series. Then you got sweeping the OBX Aviators when they won the conference in the regular season champs of the conference in the Legends Conference. So yeah, good way to call out, say something positive about another team. Love that energy. Would love to see more of that. But thank you, Bo Sox, for filling this out. You guys are doing an amazing job. When you have a team like that, that head office doesn't have to really worry about in terms of health. It's always great for us to have one less thing to worry about. So, rooting from you guys from afar, always have, because I have some friends there. And good luck this coming season. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there, uh, killing it in the Legends Conference. And last but definitely not least, the New Orleans Rougarous are here, and they're here to stay. They've been here. Thank you, Eldorian, for helping us produce some content for this video. Favorite locker room moment, two of them. One was convincing the locker room to take a 35-1 bet. That was a great idea, Eldorian. They had a vested interest on winning the Champions East. They ended up winning the Rougarous won their division early, so they focused on the Apex in that last sim. Yeah, it came down to the wire between them and Detroit. And then by them winning, $1 billion were injected into the economy. From my perspective, right, from a league health perspective, all that money at once, obviously I wasn't thrilled, but kudos to you guys for taking advantage. You know, I've come to terms with the fact that it's a one-time thing. Um, got to get over it, and I have at this point. It was actually kind of a crazy story, the story of the season for sure. So kudos to you, Eldorian, for helping your locker room get paid legally. Second being Gustav Beauregard, one of the greatest seasons ever, highest WAR ever, most hits in a season ever. The guy's an absolute machine. He proved that this past season. Um, what can I say? KC15, great user, couldn't have happened to a better human. And yeah, it was absolutely insanely impressive. Made voting easy for MVP. Was a clear-cut choice there. And yeah, we'll see if you can continue to make that happen. Looks like you will be able to. Most positive energy, Chris Brew, the Brew crew down there with the Bio Boys in New Orleans. So shout out to Shola. Word to you, Chris Brew. Um, Goals this offseason: become the first expansion team to win multiple championships, right? So what he means by that is that we had 6 teams originally in season 1. And since then, the only teams that have multiple championships on their resume are those teams. Now, New Orleans should be the next one to do it. We're in their window right now, and they're really strong. We know this. Now, you guys had a heartbreaking end to the season last season. That series could have gone either way. Sarasota just took it home. But into new season, new chances to make history, and rooting from you guys from afar to make it happen. Locker room presence who deserves more recognition, Aiden McDougall-Dimph. Entering his peak season coming up, one of the top earners in his class. He's been a staple in the rotation, part of the original Sons of Pitches, a backup updater, believe he's had other jobs. People don't talk about him or Balrog enough. I think it's a real shame. This is going to be both of their seasons to shine. Big words coming from your GM. Love that you're giving shout outs to people who don't get them often. That's why we do this. That's why I wanted to do this, to give people bigger platforms for the hard work they do. So shout out to McDougall for killing it. Just being a great contributor, and Nakamura as well, Balrog. So locker room presence is 7. That's solid. The honesty is amazing. One of the higher scores we've seen. I think 8's the highest we've seen. People, are going to see this, and I think they're going to appreciate that. The kind of the humble approach. But looking forward to seeing that number maybe go up throughout my time. The rest of my tenure as commissioner. New Orleans is one of our top organizations in this league, and a 7 is an amazing score. I really hope that we win it all. Yeah, I hope you guys do too. Honestly, if we're gonna sit here and talk about one of the best builded, strongest builds of a team ever, you got to put New Orleans in that conversation. A World Series proves that, season 23, and another one could be coming. Just got to keep fighting the good fight. I asked to state one team. He one-upped me and said that he's going to do all of them because the Champions West deserves it. So here we go. Seattle. C Does It runs them. Great when it comes to OTP. They're going to be a contender soon. Then you got DVS. Long history. Person Man 6 championships. He knows how to build a team even though they took a step back. They're going to be back in contention very soon. They got a good core. Cancun, they blew up their team, went to rebuild, and they're going to be great in the next 2 to 3 seasons. And all 3 are great GMs and are going to be a bloodbath in that division. So congrats on just being a great organization on that amazing season last season. Looking forward to you guys making more history. Beauregard probably going to be back in that MVP conversation. But, good luck to you guys next season. And if you made it all the way through to the end of this video, thank you for watching. I don't know how or why you stayed this long, but, looking forward to making more memories with you all. I'm really grateful to be your commish. You know, I don't take it for granted. I try to prove that and earn the trust and respect of this league. So looking forward to next season, and let's play ball.